Well, a lot of the snow melted yesterday. There's no ice chunks coming out of the trees this morning. It's 41. We're up and at 'em, and Don's going to get his paper. Did you have your good breakfast, Panther? Good boy. Good morning. Out of my peripheral vision over here, and it's basically straight line 100 feet behind those holly trees. I just saw the hawk fly up into the nest. I hope they're okay. They should be. They lay their eggs early every year, and I worry about the cold weather effect. I'm thinking there's probably an egg in the nest by now. Don is going to put together the little Tesla coil kit, and we're just doing some research before we get started.
So my girl says, you know, she had projects for me to do this weekend. So one of them was to assemble this little Tesla coil kit. And so I went and got my soldering station, because the instructions, they just pictorial. There's no verbiage per se. It does say on the circuit board that you need a power supply from 15 to 24 volts. So I've got an old IBM computer power supply that just by dumb luck has the correct end, 3.5 millimeter end here. And it's center positive, which is what this requires. So I got that, so lucky with it there. You don't need much. You do have to scrape the insulation off this coil. So I got a little piece of sandpaper here I'm going to use to do that. There's other ways you can scrape it off. You can use a pocket knife, you know, just a pair of side cutter dikes to trim off the leads on from the circuit board. A wire stripper, because they give you this this is the one turn primary of the coil. So you have to strip it. So I got a pair of wire strippers, and you know.
And then this?
Oh, that's just a LRC meter. It's basically somebody came up with this idea, I don't know, maybe it was 10 years ago, that you know, you can with the cost of microprocessors so cheap and stuff, that they can build these little LRC meters here to test components. You don't even have to know what it is. You don't have to know if it's a transistor or an inductor or a capacitor or a resistor or a MOSFET. It'll tell you. You basically hook it up, and it goes through an algorithm, and it guesses what it is, and then it measures it. And for those of us who can't see anymore, it's an easy way to test like resistors and stuff to make sure you can read it. Because the problem with, although these are not bad, but a lot of the surface mount stuff, it's so tiny and so small, you can't read it anymore. Even with a magnifying glass, it gets kind of hard. So something like that helps you identify, especially if you do a lot of parts. If you get older circuit boards and you remove the components, which I have, and reuse them, having something like that to be able to identify how big a capacitor is and what's the ESR and things like that is very worthwhile. And they're inexpensive. I think I paid 15 bucks for that.
Well, I look forward to watching you do it. I am going to admit that electricity is not something I've ever studied, although my dad and I, you know, circa 1978, yeah, we did make a magnet with one of those big batteries.
Right. My first project was in the 5th grade. I made a motor out of nails, wire, 6-volt dry cell, and basically one of those things you put together. And I have to tell you, mine did not work well. If you got it spinning, it would flump, 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 and pretty much stop due to friction, and you know, because it was I didn't do a particularly good job, you know, building that. But that was
too bad we don't have a picture of that. I would love to see a picture of that.
I'd be embarrassed to show anybody that. That was my first electronic or electrical adventure, and I don't know. My mother always told me I was going to be like my Uncle Jack, because he was a radar guy, 20-year radar technician in the Navy. And then he went out and went to work for 3M, and he worked his way up, and he was basically the service manager for the U.S., you know, back in the boom of the photocopier days and things like that. So, you know, he was the uncle I went out and saw here back in October out in California. He's still alive and kicking, but she always, you know, he gave my mother a bit of advice, according to her, said that tell Donnie, you know, you need to make sure Donnie gets into electronics. And so my mother, anything electronic wise, she was always all for me, gung-ho for me to do. And so I took electronic half a day regular school, half a day vocational school in high school for 2 years. And then I went on to a 2-year technical college and I completed that. And that's basically, you know, what it made me today. And I was very fortunate to get on with IBM. I was one of the last people who was hired but probably didn't have a 4-year degree. So I'm very thankful that things worked out well for me.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to going along with you on this project. Like I said, I am going to admit that I have never tried to learn anything about electricity, really, and everything I know I've learned from my dad or you, and I'm going to enjoy it. I don't have to totally understand it.
Yeah, well, back in the day, Heathkit was a very popular kit, and you know, Heathkit is long gone, although I think somebody bought their name. So it's kind of hard to say. I don't put together too many kits anymore, but I mean, you know, they're fun. I always enjoyed them when I did them.
All right, let's follow along with Don.
LED light up.
I did too.
Okay, so we're going to hit the power switch over here. Alright, power switch is on. We got a blue LED and a red LED. Oh, I can see it. It's actually doing
Oh, wow. Oh,
Here, turn
wow.
off.
Wow, very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, you can even see. Oh, wow. I'm so easily impressed.
Yeah, but I see what somebody said. We need to solder on to here a steel, like a safety pin, a straight pin, because what it's doing, it's consuming.
Yeah, I see it's getting shorter.
It's getting shorter. It's consuming our
Coil wire.
Coil wire. So we need to do that to improve the.
So it just transfers the electricity.
Well, it's coupled through the air, actually.
I know, but it's like, that's freaky.
Yeah, well, it's a really high voltage.
Can you show us the Nixie tube again?
Sure.
Because that thing is just too... Wow. I like it. I'm so excited.
Yep.
It's the little things in life, guys. It's the little things.
Yeah.
So it's not even that close in its transfer into the tube?
Well, it's
The
now
whole coil is.
the whole coil is.
It's just that you can see the little electricity on the tip. Don did something and the tube really super lit up.
Yeah.
I guess it made better contact maybe.
I don't know.
That is like totally freaky.
Yeah, I mean, we're really going to town here now.
All right, this is the most excited I have been about electricity in my entire life.
Yeah. Come on, baby. I don't know what. Oh, there it went. So maybe this coil down here needs to be a little bit better.
Ruby, I'm very frustrated. I want to go drive in you. Do not want to go for my Sunday drive in the van. It totally messes me up when I have to switch vehicles because I've got my office in my car, you know? Mostly in that red thing in the back. You know, I just have what I need over there. Uh-oh. Don's going to have to come out and take the battery minder off the 12-volt battery. You're the best. He's going for his run. Thank you for it coming to your attention and saved me from walking back inside since I got my purse, my phone, my big camera, my little camera, my keys, my water bottle. I just don't want to go back in the house.
I understand.
But this is so it's never dead when it sits here for a long time, so.
This protects it.
Well, I'm not going to get very far this week without putting gas in the car or asking Don to put gas in the car. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. That'll just put me in an even worse mood. And I'm in such a good mood after the Tesla coil. So my mission in town today is just to have fun. Play Pokemon, browse Guardian Angel, and stop by Harris Teeter for something to cook for dinner, probably some ribs. And that's as complicated as it gets this afternoon. This is a serious car model. It's very heavy. And there's some over here too. It's nice that the door's open, but Johnny always wants to see under the hood. They've done a nice job here and put North Carolina touristy type books all in one place. There's a full 6-piece setting with a couple of extra dinner plates, Corel set. I like it. What to get for dinner tonight? I decided on some cocktail shrimp and a bottom round roast. When I'm parking the van, I'm looking for places I can pull through to make sure that I don't have to back up because I don't have a backup camera. There is a rainbow up there in the sky, and I know that that is being formed by ice crystals due to colder air aloft. I don't remember the fancy term for it, but it's pretty. I'm pulled over at South Park. You can see the rainbow phenomenon a little better in this video. Yeah, we got up to 59 degrees today, so it's plenty warm out there. I don't have on a jacket, just long sleeves. It's plenty warm. Thought I'd better check the mailbox just in case, and sure enough, there was an Amazon delivery out here today. But it's not for me, it's for Dawn. Although sometimes stuff for Dawn ends up being stuff for me. Project stuff anyway. Here are the cards I said I got. Including this one that has a puppy Ellie girl. Hi, nighttime. Are you helping me? She goes, Mom, I'm hungry. Feed me, feed me.
Just for grins, I hooked up one of the transistors, and I just hooked the 3 wires up. I didn't pay any attention to them whatsoever. And I pushed the little test button, and it's going through its little test. And it says this is an NPN transistor, and it's saying 1, 2, and 3, that the base is number 1, which is the yellow wire. The collector is number 2, which is the green wire, which is the middle one. And the emitter is number 3. It has a beta of 101, and the forward voltage is 565 millivolts. So again, it's just a little tester. This thing's very handy, like, you know, because you can't. This transistor has no markings on it whatsoever. There is a 0 insertion socket. I could have used it, but with these 3 tabs, it's actually hard to do. This is really good for smaller components, but with the 3 tab, I'd have to mangle, and I don't want to bend these leads because I'm going to put it in the circuit board. Alright, here we go. So it says the 2K resistors. Let's start with the resistors here. Somebody actually wrote 2K on this one. So somebody actually took the time, nice person did that to take the time to write on there. And it looks like on the circuit board, trying to orient it, audio input down to the bottom here, matches the thing. And then so the 2K resistors, if I'm reading this, one goes here, and it does say 2K, so let's start with that one. I should go get my fancy little lead bender, but I guess I'll skip that. I have a fancy little tool that will actually squarely bend the leads, but hey, you know, we'll wing it here. Alright, and then the other 2K resistor, that looks like it right there. Yep, that's what it says, 2K. Okay. Got a little soldering tip here. My 30-year-old rosin core solder. Okay. I can barely see that. I hate to tell you that. Trim off the leaves.
Do you want your craft magnifying glass?
Nah, that's if I was going to do this very much, I guess I would go get that. But I think I'm going to wing it at this point. I guess I should jump ahead here and you know, not trust these folks that this is really a 10K resistor. So let's see what our little fancy LRC tester says it is. And let's see, it should say, oh, look at there. It's 10.3 kilo ohms, and it's connected between pins 1, which is the yellow, and 3, which is red. So they did correctly identify the 2K, I'm hoping. I should have probably tested it, but anyway. We got the 10K here. And the 10K, one of them goes right here. And then the other one goes right there. Yeah, right in the middle. Okay. Bend this over a little bit. So I'm going to heat just a little bit. Felt a little. Okay. Now the capacitor electrolytic is where? There it is. What size is this? It's really a 1 microfarad. Yeah, well, close enough. It's a little lightweight. The ESI is kind of... ESR.
Hold it more in front of you to see the display.
Yeah.
Down, lower. That's good, right there.
Yeah, so it's just under 1 microfarad. It's 981. These are, you know, plus or minus 5% or 10%. The ESR, the equivalent series resistance, 5.2. You know, for these super cheap capacitor, that's probably about right. I mean... that's not what I call. ESRs down in the 2 and 3 ohm range is probably much better. But hey, this is no big deal. The long lead is the positive lead. So that makes it easy because I certainly cannot see the writing on the thing. And the tester won't tell you which one's the positive one. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little plus right here on the circuit board. I'm going to carefully stick that there. Jump on that one. All right, we have a another capacitor. I don't know what exactly type. It's not a thallium capacitor, I'm sure. It's just some kind of El Cheapo. But see, I'm going to use the green one this time. I don't think it'll matter. It shouldn't. Like I said, the beauty of this tester is it doesn't care. And it says it's testing. Yeah, it says between 2 and 3. I have a 1014 nanofarad capacitor, so this is Jiminy Cricket. What would that be? I don't know. Nanofarad, microfarad. Wow, it's kind of big. Anyway, notice the ESR on this one. This is a better capacitor. It's 0.25 ohms. This is probably the one that's in the high on the oscillator side of the circuit. It doesn't have a polarity, and it does have a bent where it doesn't want to go down in there very much. Okay. So you're gonna speed this up, all right, huh?
We'll see.
Okay. I wish I could see. I think you're right. If I was to do this very much more, I would have to go get my thing because I can't actually see. All right.
It's a good thing your hands know what to do, even if your eyes are.
Yeah. So now we're going to do the 2 LEDs. It looks like we're getting ready to do those. I probably should have did them before I did that blue capacitor. It looks like the red LED goes to the inside and the white LED goes to the outside. So we have a white or clear LED and a reddish LED. So I'm going to grab that, and there's also a polarity on the LED. There's an anode and a cathode. So the long lead's the anode. So we'll put that there. That is the red one, goes on the inside, right? We'll give it just a little bend. Double checking, yep, the longest leads goes to the bottom. The other one goes right here. The white one goes to the outside. Definitely should have did the LEDs. The circuit board would have held it a little easier. Good. Let's do this one since we've heated up that one now. Oops, there we go. All right. My phone. It's probably JB.
Excuse me. It's actually my phone.
Oh.
Then Sunday afternoon principal's message ×2.
Okay, so now we do the little bit bigger components, the audio jacks here.
from my view, this kit had more pieces than I realized.
Fine, sweetie.
Well, I know it's fine for you.
Well, I knew it was going to take more than 10 minutes.
No pressure, but you're at 16 minutes and counting.
Yeah.
I don't care how long it takes.
Yeah,
And your wife thinks you're doing a great job.
Right. Okay. So we're getting close now. Right now we're basically ready to do the wire. Solder inside the circle. So it wants you to tin the wires, it looks like, and solder inside the circle. It says, note this step is very important. Please see the instructions. Note you need to scrape the ends of the coil. Right, I got that. And I saw that. Note the position of parts correctly soldered. Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright. So what they want you to do now, it doesn't matter which way which of the transistors. Funny, they don't really show you too much about it. But I'm going to go on the assumption that we're going to have to put this in there before we can actually like tighten it down good. Get the little screws. A little heat sink compound.
Oops. I leaned up against the refrigerator panel. I probably locked us out.
That's all right. You're good, sweetie. Probably could have needed this a little bit more.
Is it thick or something?
Yeah, so I should have worked it a little bit more. It probably said to work it quite a bit. Like I use heat sink compound every day. See how many times I can drop this screw. I'm assuming that's the right screw because they look all the same. All right. So there's one. Let's see, where's the other heat sink? Yeah, I see a problem coming.
I don't like that word. That doesn't compute.
Yeah. Well, what I probably should do is go on and tighten this screw down. It's correct there. And just I got that transistor the way it's correctly mounted, so I'm going to go tighten this screw down and pull it out. Okay. Well, that one, the distance for the heat sink and everything is correct on that one, and the alignment's good. And then I'm going to come over here and find the other transistor and put some heat sink compound on it. nice big blob. Like I said, I should have probably kneaded it a little bit more. Yeah. And then, alrighty, hopefully that'll do it now. Both of them are tight and correctly spaced. The two because you can't turn the transit screws, and it isn't a good idea to tighten them down before you get them soldered, so forth and so on. Trying to alternate sides, give the transistor time to cool down. You know, it's actually on the spec sheet they talk about, you know, how long you can keep heat on, usually like 3 seconds. Alrighty. Yes, here comes the moment of truth here. Well, according to this, they don't tell you to wrap it super tight. It looks like there's plenty of clearance there, so I guess I'm gonna do what they say. Going to tin the wires a little bit. Well, based on the wire, because you know there is a difference in the way the turns, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I can't really tell. It looks like this wire's on top. I got a feeling I feel the word disaster. I think I'm going to chill on soldering that for a bit until I get this coil on. And let's see, wants the arrows to point up. Okay. Right, I actually see there's a little wire right here. There's a wire down here. So I guess that's up. So I guess this is the wire they want on the bottom.
Is that the sandpaper?
Yeah. I can see a little shiny. I think they said this was 350 turns. This coil's got 350 turns. Alright, well I guess at this point I'm convinced that I can get the coil. After I solder this wire in, that I will be able to get the coil. Now they're trying
Inside that loop.
Inside the loop. They're trying to show something here. It says position of welding. Yeah, that's that one. Like this. It says solder inside the circle. Okay. Well. I guess the one thing I don't understand is what holds the coil on and keeps it from falling off. Did they give us some kind of something to mechanically mount the coil? They gave us hot glue, I think, is what that is.
That's what this is right here.
That's what that is. Yeah, that's hot glue.
So do you need me to go get your little glue gun in the garage?
Oh, you can.
Actually, I have a little one right here in the house. You're not doing a whole box or something.
Yeah, that's right.
You have these two to choose from.
Yeah, just plug in either one of them. Whichever one will heat up the quickest.
They're both really quick.
Which one's got enough glue in it That's got plenty, yeah. Oh, I have a million of those glue sticks.
Yeah.
About a lifetime supply.
My glue gun's dusty.
Let me get my battery powered one.
Yeah.
The only problem with the battery powered one, it takes a long time to heat up.
And just saying, this is a 30-year-old countertop, so thus our not being too overly concerned about it. Have a brand new countertop, you might want to be a little more careful.
So is that what they want us to do? That's very interesting. I think they want us to stick it down through the bottom. Honor that until I...
Alright, you're back in business.
Is it hot enough yet?
Is it getting hot?
I can't tell.
Has the tip got some?
Yeah, it's getting a little sticky.
Okay.
I should you had to plug in both of them.
I'm sorry. That one's always been good, but yeah, maybe with the 5-minute heat up. We have the glue guns Dawn had, and the glue guns I had, and the glue guns we've acquired together, and
Yeah.
this one probably heats quicker just in that it's a smaller
Yeah, it's just the
glue stick.
It's 40 watt. Black & Decker.
This one's only, I want to say that says 10 watts.
I think this is. Oh, it's made in Taiwan. ROC it says. Alright, there it goes. I got one drop on that, so I'm going to let it chill. I'm going to drop on that side. Try to put a little bit underneath it that time.
I tell you, 2 times optical picture taking with the iPhone has revolutionized being able to see
Right, well
and take up close photos for people that can't otherwise see things.
Well, this little whisker I got through that hole like they asked us to, and I'm going to solder that now. But I have to tell you, I don't know how I was lucky enough to get that through that hole. That was a minor miracle for me because I can't see squat. I'm going to hope that got it. So that it doesn't corona off of there or discharge. I'm going to try to trim that wire really close.
Where were you trying to see?
This part right here. I've trimmed it off. Now this is the part that does its thing. Okay, so now I guess we do the little feet.
Aww.
Yeah, and they give you a little bulb over there to test it with. Of course, we got the deluxe kit. Brass stand-ons.
Well, from my perspective, it's right here under your hand.
Oh, thanks.
From my perspective, I'm glad there's no pop quiz on it for me tomorrow.
Really?
Here, Marianne, here's a kit, 2 hours and Dawn's video. See what you can do. I suspect I'd be in trouble.
I think you'd do better with that. Trying to be gentle. I don't trust that coil.
So how come you got an extra LED?
That's not an LED, that's a neon bulb. That's what you do to test it. In other words, you bought the deluxe kit, it's got one of those.
And what was this again?
That's a Nixie tube.
Nixie tube. The thing that makes it look impressive.
Yeah.
For those that don't understand all of the goings on that actually make it impressive.
Right. Oops. Let me probably wipe this off. Because I've got this. This always happens. Oops, sorry. I just bumped your camera. Did you hear me?
Yes. It's filming.
Okay. Let me get a paper towel or something. I'm gonna give it the smoke test. Maximum smoke, minimum input.
Is that guy code for you hope it works the first time?
That's right. It's like nothing like doing it on camera first time.
That's right. Well, I have high confidence in you. Super high confidence. Before we burn you, I have unplugged the glue gun.
Yep, that's a good idea.
I'm going to move it to the oven, to the glass top oven, where it can cool down safely.
I'll tell you what, I have an on-off switch over here. I'm gonna turn it off. And I'm gonna plug this in. Oh, I saw the little LED light up.
I did too.
Okay, so we're going to hit the power switch over here. Alright, power switch is on. We got a blue LED and a red LED. Oh, I can see it. It's actually
Oh,
blue.
wow. Oh,
Here,
wow.
let me turn off the lights.
Yeah. Not this camera. The focus trouble is so, you know what would be really good would, okay, hang on. Let's turn this off.
Yeah.
Much better. All right. Wow, very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, you can even see. Oh, wow. I'm so easily impressed.
Yeah, but I see what somebody said. We need to solder on to here a steel, like a safety pin, a straight pin, because what it's doing, it's consuming.
Yeah, I see it's getting shorter.
It's getting shorter. It's consuming our
coil wire.
Coil wire. So we need to do that to improve the longevity, because the steel wire would last way longer.
Hang on. Take it off from actually touching so I can see the... Oh wow, that is too cool, Donnie. See, I had total confidence in you that you could do that.
We could probably just use one of those. Just turn it off here.
Turn the light back on. I like that this little ring light has a inline switch.
Yep. Alright.
I'm going to turn the light back on while you're... And we'll show Johnny again when he comes home, so we'll do it one time when it's totally dark tonight.
Yeah. I was looking for my little piece of sandpaper.
It's right here where your wife moved it on you.
Wow, those transistors do get hot. It's impressive how warm they get. I can understand now why the
What happened?
The wire is so fine, I can't really do it. I don't want to.
Look.
Yeah, well, let's wait better. Hang on.
Now you can see how useful the iPhone camera is for looking at hallmarks on jewelry.
Yeah.
It saves me and Michelle a lot of grief.
Hopefully that'll do it.
And I'm going to turn off the lights one more time so you can
try it.
Try it again. wow, it did move it to the end.
Yeah.
So it just transfers the electricity.
Well, it's coupled through the air, actually.
I know, but it's like, that's freaky.
Yeah, well, it's a really high voltage.
Can you show us the Nixie tube again?
Sure.
Because that thing is just too... Wow. I like it. I'm so excited. Yeah. It's the little things in life, guys. It's the little things.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So it's not even that close in its transfer into the tube?
Well, it's
the whole coil is.
The whole coil is.
It's just that you can see the little electricity on the tip. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess that's the advantage of using the Nixie tube. Let's see if we rotate it around, if there's an area where it does better. It lights up more, I guess, what it's trying to do.
Move the thing from behind it.
Okay.
But it's not showing down
No,
there.
that's right, because this is
it's
all the energy is being used up
energy.
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, oh, what did you do?
I don't know what I did. Don't look at me.
Don did something and the tube really super lit up.
Yeah.
I guess it made better contact, maybe.
I don't know.
That is like totally freaky.
Yeah, I mean, we're really going to town here now.
All right, this is the most excited I have been about electricity in my entire life.
Yep. Come on, baby. I don't know what... Oh, there it went. So maybe this coil down here needs to be a little bit better.
Wow.
Yeah, there we go. Ah, baby, she's kicking butt now.
Move it just a little closer to you. The whole thing. There you go. That's perfect. No, not any closer. It was good. Wow. I'm so excited about it. That's great, Donnie.
That's my girl.
So this is one of the things we were going to put on our shelf.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too hard to turn on and off with that little power supply.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be run every once in a while in the background while I'm filming you.
There you go.
I am so totally impressed.
Okay.
You did good, Donnie?
Mm-hmm. Whoa! That one's really hot.
Let me put it on manual. I'm going to take a couple. I want to underexpose it a little bit because then that makes it kind of...
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Well, we'll light it tonight when Johnny's around, and that'll probably be... One more. That'll be... Uh-oh.
That's
I
okay.
just got it farther away. I mean, I guess I understood that that's what it was, you know, electricity like through the air was sort of the concept, but I just didn't quite, can I say that I didn't grasp it until I actually
absolutely.
saw it, that it's a really, I mean, like, wow, Donnie.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I'm impressed.
You'll be lucky if I don't have us getting another kit and you coming in to demonstrate it to my robotics team.
Mm-hmm.
That's too cool, too cool, too cool.
Yeah.
All right, you can turn it off for now.
Okay.
Donnie likes it when I'm pleased with him, and
That's right.
look at me.
Yeah, I like it whenever my projects turn out the way she likes them to turn out.
I'm very pleased with you. I'm almost always very pleased with you, but